Hello, Shalom Israel. We back at it with the video. You know, we're gonna just dive right back into the video. We're gonna give you the title of what the video is gonna be about today. It's gonna be the deception of Jesus Christ and who Jesus Christ actually is and what he represents. So like I said, we coming straight out the Torah. We're coming straight out the Stone Edition Torah. You can find every precept and every word we say is gonna be backed up. It's either gonna be backed up by this, or one of the brothers gonna search it on Google, show you it's gonna be backed up by that. You know, we got many databases over here. We got dictionaries and we got encyclopedias and we got many author work and books. So we're starting with the deception of Jesus. We're gonna start with how sacrifice works in the Torah and how sacrifice has always worked for the Hebrews and Israelites. As you can tell, if you are well versed or if you are somewhat familiar with the Old Testament or the Torah, you will know that Yahawah has never dealt with human sacrifice. So I'm gonna give you a precept to prove to you it's not just smoke. You know. So we're gonna go to Hosea in the King James Version. We're gonna go to Hosea chapter 14 verse 1. Hosea chapter 16 verse 1, and I'm gonna get that for you. And comment section is always open. You can always ask us any questions. We'll try to answer you as close as possible to answer your questions as soon and as thoroughly as possible. And I just want to let you know all our information that we give you is going to be backed by the Torah or the Old Testament. Because Yahawah tells us not to speak from our own mouths and from our own perspective, but to speak his word and his word only. So as long as we out here teaching you this Torah and teaching you to prove the prophets, the Torah and the prophets, we're speaking from the Torah and the prophets. None of it is backed by our own interpretation or our own, opinions. Okay, we in Hosea. Light right here. Hosea chapter 14 verse 10. I'm gonna read this off to you and explain it to you. Alright. It says, O Israel, return unto Yahawah thy God, for thou hast fallen by thine iniquity. Take with your sword, take with your word, and turn to Yahawah and say to him, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously, so we will render the calves of our lips. Ashur shall not save us. Who is Ashur? We'll tell you. We will not ride upon horses, neither will we say anymore to the work of our hands, ye are gods. For in thee the fatherless findeth mercy. In Yahawah the fatherless finds mercy. Who is the fatherless? Israel. Israel's the fatherless is because Yahawah is our father and the Torah is our mother. And Yahawah has turned his face from us because of all the iniquities we were bearing and all the untruth and all the iniquities that our forefathers were committing. We were bearing much iniquity. We weren't following the Torah, and that's very apparent. Like our forefathers right now, who they follow? Jesus Christ. And we're going to show you why that is why we have to come back to Yahawah. He wouldn't be saying come back to me if everybody was already following the right person, which 2 billion people follow Jesus. So that can't be possibly right. I'm going to continue to explain it to you. Ashur shall not save us, aka Baal, aka Jesus. And we no longer say to the work of our hands, ye are gods. For thee the fatherless find mercy. I will heal their backsliding. I will love them freely, for my anger is turned away from them. I will be as dew unto Israel. He shall grow as the lily, and cast forth his roots as Lebanon. His branches shall spread, and his beauty shall be as the olive tree, and his smell as Lebanon. They that dwell under his shadow shall return. They shall revive as the corn, and grow as the vine. The scent thereof shall be as the wine of Lebanon. Ephraim shall say, what have I to do any more with idols? What have I to do any more with idols? Ephraim is Israel. What have I do anymore with idols? Listen, if Israel was following the right person now, if Israel was actually following Yahweh right now, they would not be saying this. They would not be saying, what do I have to do anymore with idols? Because obviously Jesus is an idol and it's a fake, false God that they've had us following. But I'm going to continue. I have heard him and observed him. I am like a green fir tree. For me is thy fruit. Who is wise and who shall understand these things? Prudent, and he shall know them. For the ways of Yahweh are right, and just shall walk in them, but the transgressors shall fall therein. That's Hosea. That's Hosea chapter 14. Now, that's explaining that we're obviously not following the God, the true and most high God, YAHAWAH Achad. We give all praises to YAHWAH Achad Elohim. We're not following him right now. Everybody's following Jesus. Even if you find out you're Israel, coming to YouTube or coming to whatever platform, and you get into these camps, they're just going to teach you about idol shy. They just turn Jesus' face black. Don't fall for that. You're not supposed to be worshiping him or putting his name or anywhere near Yahweh's name at all. Why does everybody worships Jesus? Like the KKK worship Jesus. There's no difference between you and the KKK if you still worshiping Jesus. So I'm gonna pass it on to the next brother to give his precept and his information. But that's the first depth of that's a first example of how Jesus cannot be Yahweh. Yahweh is our salvation, not Jesus. Pass it on to the next brother.
All right, to back that up, I got Deuteronomy 12 and 29. But when you have been driven them out and settled in their land, and after they have been destroyed before you, be careful not to ensnare by iniquities about their God, saying, how do these nations serve their gods? We will do the same. You must not worship the Lord your God in their way, because in their worship, in worshiping their gods, they do all kinds of detestable things the Lord hates. They even burn their sons and daughters in the fires of sacrifice to their God. This also proves that there is no human sacrifice. Like, he hates that. He do not require no human sacrifice. But it also says you shouldn't worship the enemy's gods. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 25.
Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 25.
I have heard what the prophet said to the prophecy, lie in my name. Then say, I had a dream. How long will this continue in the heart of these lies who prophesy? The delusion of their own mind. He's saying you're deluded. You are not worshiping Yahweh, the one true God. They think the dream that they tell one another will make people forget my name, just as their father has forgotten my name through Baal worship. Baal is Jesus. Everybody forgot Yahweh's name through Baal, Jesus, aka Osiris, aka Horus, Serapis,
Bring it out.
Baal,
Baphomet. The same thing.
We're going to explain on some scriptures on why Zeus, as in Zeus of the Greek mythology that people are still worshiping, it's fake. So I want you to go to go to Hosea chapter 11 verse 1.
Wait, before you got that, here we go. The Septuagint word balls mean owner or master, who what also used in ancient religions, or the Lord or God, and it is defined as Canaanites, or what's that word?
Canaanites or physician deities.
Among the greatest Septuagint people detested were Baal and
the Semitic people. Deities were Baal and the Ashtaroth, both of symbols, fertility. You see, Baal is the symbol of fertility. He is that Jesus figure with this finger pointing up. If you can tell, Jesus always has his finger pointing up.
I got another picture for that. Jesus, when we say Baal is the devil, aka Jesus, here you go. It shows you how all of them are showing the same signs, doing the same exact thing. Baal is the devil, aka Jesus, or aka Osiris, aka horse.
We'll go to Hosea chapter 11, verse 1 through 11. There's going to be a couple insinuendos, kind of like read between the lines. A critically thinking person will be able to understand this like that. So just bear with me. So chapter 11, and it's titled God Loves for Israel. And it says, by the way, I'm in the New International Version. It's not the Torah this time. I don't have the books for Hosea in my Torah yet. So yeah.
First 5 books.
Yep. But yeah, so you can get this in the King James as well, or any other kind of Bible. But
you get the 24 book version Torah as well.
Yeah. So get back to this. It says, when Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. But the more I called Israel, the further they went from me. They sacrificed to Baal, aka Jesus, Serapis, Osiris, Horus, Hebrew for that Kemetic bull crap. Yeah, they worship the same thing. Okay, and it says, and they burn incense to images. It was I who took Ephraim to walk, taking them by the arms, but they did not realize it was I who healed them. I led them with the cords of human kindness, with ties of love. I lifted the yoke from their neck and bent down to feed them. When he says yoke, that's symbolism for our bondage and slavery. Because when they brought us over through that transatlantic slave trade, supposedly, they had yokes of iron around their necks and yokes of iron around their feet. They were chained. They were bound. They were in slavery.
This is backed by evidence and footage.
Yeah, this is historical evidence. And also, it's going to say, will they not return to Egypt and not to Assyria rule over them because they refuse to repent? Swords will flash in their cities, will destroy the bars of their gates, and put an end to their plans. My people are determined to turn from me. Even if they call to the Most High, he will by no means exalt them. He is saying, even though they're doing the absolute most they can to keep us from awakening to the reestablished covenants with the Most High YAHAWAH Achad, and because of that, he won't be able to save us. So the big thing for us is to lead our people down the right path instead of going into those camps and that carnal mind state, kind of like come to us. Listen to what we are saying, because we're not subtracting or taking away, or we're not subtracting or adding to these gospels. These is straight from the books in the scriptures. It is nothing of a perception of opinions. God is not a sparrow of feelings. He doesn't care about all that. So neither do we. We don't care what you feel about it. It's what it says. That's how it's supposed to be. So let me continue to read. I'm going to go down to verse 11, and it says, his children will come trembling from the west. They will come trembling like birds from Egypt, like doves from Assyria. I will settle them in their homes, declares the Lord. So this is pretty much happening. This is what's going to happen once we come back. Once we get back into the waters that is the Torah. Once we come back to the Most High, he's going to have us. We're going to be living righteously, and we're going to live in the new kingdom forever. But the thing is, the new kingdom is a physical, yes, but you cannot accomplish, or you cannot come into the physical new kingdom without having an establishment in the spiritual. You have to reach the spiritual first before you are allowed to manifest the physical. That's how it's supposed to go, but most people don't understand that. They just think it's all carnal and it's a physical thing. It is in a sense, but that comes after the spiritual. So you have to walk before you can crawl. in that sense. So you're going to go down to Isaiah 45. It's going to be verse 4 through 7. And it says, for the sake of Jacob, or aka Yakab, our father, my servant of Israel, my chosen, I summon you by name and bestow on you a title of honor. Though you do not acknowledge me, I am the Lord. There is no other God. There is no other. Apart from me, there is no God. I will strengthen you, though you have not acknowledged me, so that from the rising of the sun to the place of its setting, men may know where is none besides me. I am the Lord, and there is no other. I form the light and create darkness. I bring prosperity and create disaster. I, the Lord, do all these things. See, it's saying that He is the only Lord. There is no one else besides Him. He created all these things by Himself. He is the Most High, YAHAWAH Achad, all praises. There is nobody else. There's no middleman named Jesus Christ. It doesn't work that way. And if you get to reading these scriptures, the more you find out how fake that Christianity is. And it's like all that stuff is so outward and physical that they don't understand the spiritual aspects, and that's how it works. It manifests with inside. But I'm gonna pass it on to my brother Devion over here.
Shalom, shalom. Yeah. Let's get into it right away. So, all right. In Isaiah chapter 10, it says, woe to those who inscribe inscriptions of falsehood and who write fraudulent documents to deprive the destitute of justice and to rob the injustice of the poor of my people, so that the widows of their spoil and they plunder orphans. What will you do? What will you do about the day of retribution and catastrophe that comes from afar? To whom will you run for help? Where will you leave your wealth? You will not survive unless you kneel in the prisoner's place or fall down in the place of the slain. Yet despite all this, his anger has not subsided, and his hand is still outstretched. So the false would be the Greek letters from Paul. He claims there's Jeebus, but there's no such thing as Jeebus. He even says, to whom will you run for help? There is no such thing.
All right, we're gonna get you with the picture right here to let you notice. It shows you that
This is
Jesus is the same as Osiris. See that picture that the person made in stone, that is Osiris and Isis. That was found back in Egypt. They worship the same exact god, Baal. You see? It's not that we ruled Egypt. Yeah, we were there. And yeah, we were brown people there. But the people that ruled over us were also brown people. And they believed in Osiris, aka Baal, aka your Jesus Christ. That's what that is. Yahweh always references us to Egypt because we're back in Egypt. We're still in Egypt, still worshiping the same gods.
It's a state of mind.
That's all.
It's that slave mentality. Yep. That's what they refer to Egypt as, having that
darkness of mind.
Yeah, that void. That's
carnal thinking.
That's why they call us black. You're black because you're black in a mind. It's a void. You're not thinking. There's nothing positive going on. Without this word, you're walking around stranded. You're lost. You're a lost soul. You need to come back to this.
All right, I got another verse for you. So Isaiah chapter 45 verse 2, I will go before you and straighten the twisting paths. I will smash copper doors and sever iron bolts, and I will grant you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, in order that you shall know that I am Yahweh, who has proclaimed your name. I, the God of Israel, for the sake of my servant Jacob and Israel, my chosen one. I have proclaimed you by the name. I dubbed you, though you did not know me. I am Yahweh, and there is no other. Only me, and there is no God. I will gird you, though you did not know me, in order that those from the east to west would know that there is nothing besides me. I am Yahweh, and there is no other. So, with that being said, there is no such thing as Jesus. So I don't know where they get this stuff from, because they obviously not keepers of the Torah, which is what you're supposed to keep. So yeah, another verse. We be stacking up verses over here. All right, so Psalms 18 verse 27. With the pure you act purely, and with the crooked you act perversely. For it is you who saves a humble people, and haughty eyes you bring down. For it is you who will light my lamp. Yahawah, my God, illuminates my darkness. For with you I smash a troop, and with my God I leap over a wall. The God, his way is perfect. The promise of Yahawah is flawless. He is a shield for all who take refuge in him. For who is God besides Yahawah? Who is a rock except for our God? Come on, man. Come on now.
I got another one for you.
All right. I'm going to pass it back to my brother X.
Okay. Well, I got another one for you. All right, so go to Ezekiel chapter 6, and it's going to be verse 3 down to verse 7. And it starts off by saying, and say, O mountains of Israel, hear the word of the sovereign Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says to the mountains and hills, to the ravines and to the valleys. I am about to bring a sword against you, and I will destroy you and your high places. Your altars will be demolished, and your incense altars will be smashed. And I will slay your people in front of your idols. Who are the idols? Baal. All these people we worship on social media. That's what they're doing. All the innocent people being killed by cops and stuff. They've been slain in front of their idols. Who are idols? The people that we falsely worship and give a lot of praise to. But what did they do for us? Yeah, okay, let me get back. And I will lay the dead bodies of Israelites in front of their idols, and I will scatter your bones around the altars. Wherever you live, the towns will be laid waste, and the high places demolished, so that your altars will be laid waste and devastated, your idols smashed and ruined, your incense altars broken down, and what you have made wiped out. Your people will fall slain among you, and you will know that I am the Lord. See, it all goes back there. He is the one and only true God. That's what we're trying to get through. He's the one and only true God, and he's going to kill the Israelites that don't come back to the Torah, who are still worshiping idols in front of their idols. As an example, he's going to say, who's going to help you? Who's there to help you besides me? I am the only one. But because you got that middleman in the picture of your mind, you will not. You will not come back to this. So this is the fate of those who won't come back. And quite frankly, I don't have any remorse for you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pass this to Brother Jason. Hey, Brother Jason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it with verse 141 then.
All right, let me get that book right quick. I'm gonna hit you with Psalms 130, 113.
Brothers,
All right, praise the Lord.
On the next.
Praise, oh,
Let me get a picture.
when you say Lord, that means Yahawah, not Jesus Christ. We already broke that down. Praise, O servants of the Lord. Praise the name of the Lord. Let the name of the Lord be praised, both now and forever. No idols, just the Lord. From the rising of the sun to the place where it's set, the name of the Lord is to be praised. The Lord excelled over all nations, and his glory above the heavens, who is like the Lord our God. See, they saying the Lord our God, not Jesus Christ. The Lord our God. The one who sits enthroned on high, who stoops down and looks on the heavens and the earth. See, they talking about God, the one who looks down upon us, looks upon earth. He raised the poor from the dust and lifts the needy from the ash heap. He seats from them with the princes of the people. He settles the barren woman in her home as a happy mother of children. Praise the Lord.
That's right.
You send it to Brother Isaiah.
All right. They'll turn it back to me. All right. And like they were saying, I'm gonna come and get you with the I'm gonna come at you, and I'm gonna come. We cutting these. We coming for these demons. We cutting these Christians down because they teaching our people falseness, and they've been not just the Christians, but mostly the Christians, because they're teaching our people Jesus, and our people fall into Jesus easy because we've been falling for Jesus forever. So, when Moses came down from Mount Sinai after 40 days, who were they worshiping? The bull. They had a bull demon. That's what Baal is. He's the bull. It represents fertility. It is a male god of fertility. And we're gonna keep showing you and giving you information on how that's true. But another thing about how Jesus could not have been, because I'm gonna show you that real sacrifice is prayer. Real sacrifice is prayer. You know how it's inner and then it's outward. We only sacrificed animals after we made that sacrifice inside, after we've given up that low quality of ourselves. So I'm gonna show you right here. We got Psalms chapter 141, starting at verse 1. I'm gonna show you. And then, like I said, this is the KJV. The KJV. It says, Yahawah, I cry unto thee, make haste unto me, give ear unto my voice. And when I cry unto thee, let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. All right, we're Israelites, right? And we're still in captivity. We can't make actual sacrifices because that was up to the Levites. Just like it says, let my prayer be set forth as the incense. What was the incense? I'm gonna explain that to you real quick. What was the incense? Okay, this is the temple tabernacle. This is how our churches and our cathedrals, whatever you want to call them, this is where our holy places was that we sacrificed. We sacrificed at the edge there, like outside. We didn't sacrifice inside. But the incense altar was on the inside. And the incense altar is represented by the heart, which is here. As you can see, our church was shaped like a man, because that's how, that's the type of life we're living. Like, it makes sense, right? The incense altar is the heart. The incense altar had to be burning night and day during prayer or during the days. The Levites made sure the incense altar was burning night and day. That smoke was always going up to Yahawah. Just like it said in the verse. You see? Just like it said in the verse. Let my prayer be set before thee as incense. Set before thee. Set before where? In the temple tabernacle. Where was the incense altar? Where the heart would be. I'm going to continue. Set a watch, O Yahawah, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips inclined, not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. Everybody around it ain't speaking about YAHAWAH Achad. Forgive me, Yahweh. Elohim. Everybody's talking about Hindu, Vishnu, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, whoever. No one's coming back to the one true high God. But it's not for anybody else to come back to. It's for who? Jacob, Israel, aka our name, the group of our name, sons of Jacob. It says, incline not my heart to any evil thing. Evil things is following other gods. Let the righteous smite me, and it shall be kindness. All right. The righteous are people who know this knowledge. The righteous are people who are trying to give you the knowledge that you never had, which is that you're Israel, Yahawah is Achad, and come back to him. That is the righteous. Let the righteous smite me, and it shall be kindness. When is smiting ever kindness? It's only kindness after the righteous smite you with the actual true word. We're coming at you with this blade. We're coming at you with the truth, this book, with the actual true word, smiting you with kindness. This is the greatest kindness an Israelite can do to the Israelite, is to give them the truth about who they are. Let the righteous smite me, it shall be kindness. And let him reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. When their judges are overthrown in their stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth. As when one cutteth and cleaveth wood upon the earth. But mine eyes are unto Yahawah, my Lord. In thee I trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me. What are the snares? Jesus Christ, the Krishna, Buddha, whatever you want to, anything that's not YAHAWAH Achad, science. That's just eugenics. That's white philosophy. That's white supremacy. Obviously, they've set up everything around us to be cold and exit us and X us. So obviously, I'm gonna continue on this verse and then I'm gonna pass on to the next brothers. But my eyes are unto thee, O God, thy Lord. In thee I trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the works of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall in their own nets, whilst that I will escape. The wicked gonna fall into their own nets. Who are the wicked? Who are the wicked? The ones that are leading you to Jesus Christ and idol shy and all that. They just painted his face black. Those are the workers of iniquity. They're going to fall into their own nets. What is their own nets? That they're idols. That's their own net. They're going to fall into that. Because when Yahweh come back to retrieve Israel, he's coming back for Israel, those who worship him. So what's going to happen to those who not and who into all that other stuff? You're going to see. You know what I mean? But come back to YAHAWAH Achad, you know? All praises to YAHAWAH Achad Lahayim. You know, I'm going to pass it on to the next brother. He had the next point.
You going to do Shalom.
Shalom. And I'm going to just display the picture of the irons of the irons of yoke upon the necks that they had on us. If in slave times, for anybody that want to say it wasn't real, like, I mean, obviously slavery was real. Like, they had yokes of iron upon our necks, literally, and our feet and our legs. Man, if they could have put it on our ears, they would have. You know what it is. We got more images. But yeah, it's fine. It's show you on the phone, like show you right here on Google. You can Google this. But obviously, that's what happened to us, was it not? Our slavery, the slave trade, was in Deuteronomy chapter 28, right there. It's right there in the good book. The Old Testament, not the New Testament. That's Paul's Greek writings. We'll get back into that.
All right, so in Deuteronomy 28, this explains the yoke around the necks and stuff, the curses. All these curses will come upon you and pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you will not have hearkened to the voice of Yahweh your God, to observe his commandments and decrees that he commanded you. They will be a sign and a wonder in you and your offspring forever, because you did not serve Yahweh your God, amid gladness and goodness of heart when everything was abundant. So you will serve your enemies, whom Yahweh will send against you in hunger and in thirst, in nakedness and without anything, and he will put an iron yoke on your neck until he destroys you.
And were we not? Did we not have irons of yoke upon our necks?
Slavery.
Until we were destroyed.
Okay.
When it comes to worshiping Jesus Christ, this is what you're worshiping. You're worshiping the peace.
Let me get it. Let me get a little closer so they can see it. Let me get a little closer so they can really see what's on Jesus' stomach. What is that? What is that on Jesus' stomach? You tell me, please. Who is that? What is that on Jesus' stomach? Is that a stomach?
The Baals.
What is that?
Baal.
What is that?
Baal.
You're worshiping a phallic. You're worshiping a phallic demon. You're worshiping a phallic idol. No matter what color.
No matter what religion.
You're gonna pass it back over to the brother.
Give me a second. I got another one for you.
Oh.
When it comes to worshiping Jesus, I'm gonna let you know that Jesus isn't really a person. He's a slave ship. Jesus was the name of a slave ship captain of Sir John Hawkins in 1564 by appointment of Queen of England. Here you go.
It was a slave ship. That was the name of. That was the only real Jesus to ever exist. It was a slave ship.
It was Jesus.
So that's just two reasons why you shouldn't be messing with Jesus in the first place. Because nowhere in the Old Testament or in the Torah does it ever mention Jesus, ever.
When you worshiping Jesus, you worshiping slavery.
Yeah, because it's a slave religion.
Go ahead and hit him with it.
It's a slave religion. But I got something for you. Hey, I want y'all to go to what is that? What is that? Psalms 136, verse 1 through 29. Let me read it right quick. This one, this is a delight. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
And tell them what edition you bring that out of.
I'm coming out of that new revised, that new international vision. Okay, Psalms 136. I'm gonna read it 1 through 26, and so it goes off like this.
Is that what it said?
Yeah. Goes off like this. Give thanks to the Lord. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is God. He is good. His love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of gods. His love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lords of lords. Give His love endures forever. To Him alone does great wonders, who by His understanding made the heavens, who spread out the earth upon the waters, who made the great lights, the sun to govern the day, the moon and the stars to govern the night. To Him who struck down the firstborn of Egypt. It's not talking about Jeebus. It's talking about the Most High Yahweh God.
Did Jesus destroy Egypt?
No.
You tell me that.
Jesus didn't save us
You
from
tell me
that slavery in Egypt. The Most High did. He heard our outcry and He destroyed them. But let me continue. And brought Israel out from among them with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, to who is divided the Red Sea as under, and brought Israel through the midst of it. He's talking about when Moses parted the Red Sea. Moses had the Most High on his side. He led the people through the Red Sea out of bondage. Let me read again. And brought but swept Pharaoh and his army into the Red Sea. See, at that time Moses was leading our people through the Red Sea. Pharaoh was chasing us after, but he was a good distance away from us. So by the time we finished crossing it, the Most High what's the word? He let the waters fall back into place. So He swept Pharaoh and all his men and cavalry and chariots
Straight gangster.
and all of them away.
Gone.
Just like that.
Gone.
It's like He spread it apart and He was like, boom. Just gone. But let me finish reading. But swept Pharaoh and his army into the Red Sea. To Him who led this people through the desert, who struck down great kings and killed mighty kings. What is that? Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, king of the Bashan, and gave their lands as an inheritance to His servant Israel. That's for us. That land is sacred and is reserved for us. But I'm going to keep reading. To the one who remembered us and our low estates and freed us from our enemies, and who gives food to every creature, give thanks to the God of heaven. Come back to the God of heaven. It don't say nothing about Jeebus in there. Nothing.
I can back that up with this verse right here. So Deuteronomy 6, verse 4. Hear, O Israel, referring to the children of Israel, is our God. Yahawah is the one and only. You shall love Yahawah your God with all your heart and with all your soul. There's no such thing as Jesus. Okay. So with that being said, we hope to enlighten some of you guys that watch this video, and we hope to wake up our brothers and sisters. With that being said, Shalom.
We're gonna pass it off to the brother one more time. He has something to say.
All right. I'm gonna hit you with that Psalms 19. In the heavens He has pitched a tent for the sun, which is like a rich groom coming forth from his pavilion, like a champ rejoicing to run his course, is risen as one end of the heavens, and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is hidden from its heat. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The statutes of the Lord is trustworthy, making the wise simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, giving joy to the heart. The the commands of the Lord are radiant, giving light to the eyes. The fear of the Lord is pure, enduring forever. The endurance of the Lord are sure and altogether righteous. They are more precious than gold, than much pure gold. They are sweeter than honey, than honey of the comb. By them your servant warned is keeping them. There is great reward. Who can descend his errors, forgiven my hidden faults. Keep your servants also, and willful sin may not rule over me. Then will I be blameless, innocent, and great transgression. May the word of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleased in your sight, O Lord, my rock and redeemer. Basically, he's just telling you to come back to him. Come back to Yahawah. Praise the Lord. Like he says, his word is like fire, like gold, like the honey of the comb. His word is pure. Come back to the Lord. And shalom to all the brothers and sisters.
Shalom, shalom, y'all.
Shalom. All right, there's one more thing. All right, so in Proverbs chapter 7, verse 6, for I have looked out from the window of my house from the lattice, and I saw among the fools, I discerned among the youths a lad who lacked understanding, an understanding heart, passing through the marketplace near her corner, and he strode toward her house in the twilight as daylight wanes in the blackest of the night. So basically, we were taught to worship this Jesus Christ, this character, and we lost our true heritage. We lost who we actually were. They beat it out of us. They actually beat it out of us. So we lost who we were. We lost our connection to Yahawah, which is the Most High, which is the one and only. So all y'all talking about Jesus Christ this and Jesus Christ that, like, there's no such thing. So y'all brainwashed.
You worshiping the ship. You worshiping the slave ship.
Yeah.
Hey man, MK
Or Jesus'
Ultra
penis.
was real, okay?
'Cause the
MK
ship was
Ultra is
shaped like a
happening right
penis.
now. You still in the Matrix. Get out of the Matrix. This the blue pill. Come back to the waters, man. Come back to the
Come back to them waters.
Come back to the waters. Come back to Yahawah. Where may we give him all praises.
Yeah.
All praises to Yahawah
All
Achad. All
praises.
praises to Yahawah Achad.
That was
All
down
praises to
Lahayim.
Yahawah.
Hey, Allah
Yah.
Allah.
Halalawayah. Halalawayah.
Halalawayah.
All praises to Yahawah Achad. And this is sons of Jacob, tuning off. Like again, we give shout outs to them brothers over there, Torah Nights. They gonna see us, you gonna see majority of us together. So shout out to those brothers. This was the first video we was coming out, just kind of giving it some precepts and some scriptures about how Jesus just can't possibly be, because everything in the Old Testament and everything in the Torah says otherwise. The only place that Jesus exists is in the New Testament, which is because the New Testament was written by an Edomite named Paul. And we know this. Everybody knows that all the New Testament's writings are just letters that were written by Paul. And who was Paul? He was an Edomite. He was not a Hebrew. He did not know Moses. He did not know Jacob. He did not know Isaiah. He didn't know those. All he did was find a book and read it. And then he found the book, read it. He was like, yo, this is the truth. I understand the truth about the Israelites. I just want to take their story and fuse it with Greek philosophy and Roman God worship. That's why you can find like a story of every story inspired by every Roman or Greek god there is. You got Zeus, you got Hephaestus, you got Aphrodite, you got all of them.
Minos.
We ain't gotta go into that. We ain't gotta go into that because this Shabbat. We giving all praises to Yahawah Achad. So them guys ain't got nothing to do with it. We just trying to let you know. It's folly and it's false. So again, sons of Jacob signing off. We say salute to the Torah Nights, and we say salute to all the Israels out there, all the Israelites trying to do their best to bring our people back to the Torah. And again, we're gonna say shalom to these brothers. Shalom.
Give all praises.
Shalom.
Shalom, brother X.
Shalom, shalom. We hope to wake our brothers and sisters up. Definitely.
All right. You expect more from us.